What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Against All Odds podcast, episode 3 of offseason. Actually, this should be the last podcast of offseason, yeah? What do you mean, no?
We only have 3.
Yeah, but
but we can still... I think we should still record when we get into Tulsa or in one of the hotels.
Yeah, but that's going to be the new season. That's going to be in season.
No, because the season hasn't started.
Okay, well, we have yet to decide what's going on. But...
No, we have decided. What are you talking about? We can't have a season with 3 episodes.
All right, roll the intro. Okay, so regardless, this is episode 3 of the podcast. I'm here with Mimi as usual. For those of you who are listening, we're in Portland right now in my parents' house in the, I don't really know what to say what this room is. The front room?
Yeah.
It's like the living room that nobody uses. So we're going to film the podcast right now, right in here.
This is a living room. That is a family room.
Good to know.
You know the difference?
Interior design tips.
Would you like to know the difference?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I want to know what you think the difference is.
Family room is where the family spends most of the time, and the living room.
But why?
Because that's where the TV is.
Family room has the TV. Living room is more formal.
See, I could be an interior designer.
Well, I didn't know the difference for a long time, but nowadays a lot of people mainly just have family rooms.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, that's not very interesting.
Okay, interior design tips. Anyway, so right now, like I said, we're in Portland. We just got back. It was like, I don't want to go, we both don't want to go that too in depth about Europe or into depth about Ottawa, because there's going to be videos on my channel and not in Ottawa for Mimi's channel, but all of Europe on Mimi's channel. So recommend watching those if you guys want to see about Europe, and if go on my channel if you want to see Ottawa, which probably should be up here soon. But it was amazing trips, both of them. And now, basically, we are back in Portland for 4 days, and then we're driving cross-country into Tulsa.
We leave Friday?
We leave Friday morning.
So today, we're recording this on a Wednesday.
Yeah, so we flew back in on Monday, late at night. We got back in around like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, exhausted, because it was like
a 13-hour travel day to get from Ottawa to Portland.
Because we went from Ottawa, and then we flew into Philadelphia, and then from Philadelphia we flew all the way to LAX.
So stupid.
And then we were in LAX and we flew all the way up to Portland. That was just the cheapest way to do it, and honestly actually one of the faster ways to do it. So but yeah, but
I don't believe that, but that's what we did.
Tickets were expensive. But anyway, big thanks to the OPSM guys. It was a really cool trip up there. But now, what was hard though was it was weird that we were in Ottawa and it was snow on the ground, freezing. Like literally, we're on the runway and it looks like we're on like Iceland or like crazy
North Pole.
Yeah, the North Pole, because the wind's whipping with the snow and everything. And then we go to Philadelphia where it's rainy, and then we go to LAX where it was 77.
Just not a cloud in the sky.
77 degrees and sunny, and then we go up to Portland where again rainy and stormy. So that was funny. That's why I'm a big fan of LA, because I like 77.
Yeah. But we've decided those pistachios. You're cracking me up.
There's like 4 pistachios.
There's just 4 pistachios on that sofa. We've decided that we want to spend as much of next off season in Portland as we can, just because lately we've been in San Diego a lot, which is kind of his choice for training, and then I've been doing classes, so it's worked out. But I think he misses being up here, and I honestly kind of prefer it up here just because of the weather. I just enjoy it. So
yeah, no, I think it'll be fun because to really have like a full off season of being in Portland, like exploring Portland, doing little coffee shops, doing stuff like that.
And I've never been to the Oregon coast.
Yeah.
I want to go there. It's just this off season we've only been in Portland like 5 days.
Yeah.
And it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
But that's like the tentative plan. But of course,
it'll change. That's not actually
as you guys know, with being a pro, literally you can be planning that forever. But then let's say next off season I'm contractless, and then Godwin or OPSM, my agency, they're just like, oh, we got this over here for you, and then you got to do this and this and this, and then I end up spending all of off season somewhere else, training with a team or going on trials.
We didn't say our sponsor.
Oh, yeah. Let's just do it right now. So, sorry about that. So this podcast is sponsored by Chaos Soccer Gear. Chaos Soccer Gear is a very young soccer brand that's starting up here. They reached out to me. If you guys have been listening to the podcast, they reached out to me about 2 winters ago, and they sent me a really cool soccer ball, Aztec ball with some really cool designs. It's actually a really good quality ball. I'd rate it pretty much at $80 is a pretty good price for it.
Yeah, that's like what you usually buy to train with and everything.
Mm-hmm. Because I think the high quality match balls, like the $150, $200 match balls, they're amazing, but those are pretty expensive. So that $80 ball is a really good one to be like right in that range because it is quality. But anyway, Chaos Soccer Gear is a young brand. They're really starting. They have a ball pump. They're starting with T-shirts, and they're really going to grow their brand. So I highly recommend checking them out. I know the guy that runs it, and he's a very cool guy. So go check that out in the description. It's at chaossoccergear.com. That's chaos, CHAOS, soccergear.com. So big thank you to Chaos.
Is it really an A? Wait, did you say
CHAOS, Chaos.
Oh, I thought it was with an A.
How are you going to spell chaos?
Never mind.
Okay. Well, big thank you to Chaos Soccer Gear for sponsoring this episode of the podcast and many future episodes of the podcast. So it's been going great with them, and hopefully that you guys definitely are checking them out either online or clicking the link in the description, because it'll be fun to follow Chaos as they continue to grow and add more products and stuff.
And another disclaimer. I'm not wearing my ring.
Oh yeah, we broke
People
up.
always comment when I'm not wearing my ring. No, I'm getting it sized just like a quarter of a size, so I don't have it right now.
Yeah, so
and I feel naked.
That's why that was actually another big thing to come into Portland.
Yeah, we had to do that here.
The very first day, the very first day that we woke up, and then I worked out at the gym.
Yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Was that just yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday I went to the gym, and then later in the afternoon we went to the Shane Company. Oh, great, I'm sponsoring another sponsor. I'm just kidding. But we went to Shane Company to drop off Mimi's ring again, get it resized, and also a new band because there was like a little crack in it or something. So that's what we did. And then it's always tough when you come, and this is what's hard about being back in Portland too.
Yeah,
is
because
that
you have to see everybody, you have to do all your errands.
It's literally like I have a list on my phone of all the obligations I need to do. Go see my grandma, go see my friend Brett, go get coffee with this guy.
That's exactly how it is when I go home too. And then if I don't see my friends, I feel bad.
Mm-hmm. And then it's also, we have the whole thing of we also need to pack and leave all of my belongings, everything to go out to Tulsa in 2 days.
Yeah.
So.
In our new car.
Oh yeah.
I keep saying our car, but it's his car.
I probably won't even mention this in a YouTube video until I get into Tulsa because I have the auto vlog.
Well, they're gonna see it. Are you gonna video driving over there?
Yeah, probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, the car that you guys saw, the car that we bought to take to Tulsa the first time, we just got from a used car lot. And it was breaking every month. Yeah. So we just thought, better get rid of it while it's running, and then
it was good.
Lease a new one.
I liked it.
Yeah, we enjoyed the car.
I did like it. The Volkswagen CC, it was a good car, but it was small too. It was only 4-seater, and but yeah, so we sold it.
When you're driving a bunch of sweaty guys every day, it's not ideal.
Sounds weird.
It's the truth.
But yeah, so basically got the Mazda CX-30, which is kind of like a crossover.
Yeah, crossover size.
So it's 5. It's bigger though. Has a little bit bigger trunk. Can fit a little bit more stuff in there, especially for the cross country trip. Will be nice. Mm-hmm. And actually better gas mileage than my Volkswagen CC, and brand new. So it's 2020. Which is really cool because it has all the stuff that I've never had before in a car.
I know, because my car's 2005 or something, and you've had older cars too, but we've never had all these features.
Yeah, because I started my very first car was a 2003 Honda Accord, so that was as bare bones as you can get. I love that car though. That car ran amazing.
You always, whenever you talk about your Honda Accords, your face always
I love it. I love that car.
So funny.
It ran amazing for 120,000 miles that I had it through high school, everything into college.
It's so weird. I was in your car today and it said 200 miles, just total of all time, and it was so small. I was what?
I know. I think the smallest number I've ever had was 80,000 is when I bought a car.
Me too.
And then I had, after my Honda Accord, I got the Volkswagen Golf, which
yeah. Well, are you talking about just from college, or all time?
All time.
No, but you had a bigger SUV.
No, that wasn't mine. That was my mom's that I just drove.
Oh, okay.
But I did.
He always said it was his. So.
And then I had the Volkswagen Golf, which I really liked as well, but that got recalled.
Yeah.
And
then it actually had really bad emissions.
Yeah. So that got
really
recalled,
bad.
but I loved that car. It was like a hatchback type car. Mm-hmm. And then I had the Volkswagen CC, which just had a little bit of problems, a little sketched out with that.
A little bit of problems. Every cylinder misfired at the same time, multiple times.
And then now I have that Mazda CX-30. So this is going back to a little bit bigger of a car, and we'll see how it goes. But so far, pretty good. It has like the heads-up display. It has like a rear-view camera, which I've never had before. It has like stuff that most cars have nowadays, but I've just never had.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. You
It's
drove it
little
for the,
things,
you drove it for the first time. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah. That's it. Well, she loves it. That's
I loved
good.
it.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't
good.
know what to say. It's first of all, I love cars that are black inside because my car is tan.
Yeah.
And I always just think like the black with the silver touches just looks so luxurious. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, it's
Recommend.
cool. So hopefully we make it all the way over to Tulsa with that car.
Hopefully.
But yeah, so pretty much here too. I got a really good, today was my second day, my second full day in Portland. I was running all around, but I had a really
Literally.
I had a really good training session this morning by myself, individual session at the field, which I filmed, Mimi filmed. It'll be on YouTube, but it was all like cardio because I've been doing over in Europe. I was doing the John Terry cardio routine a lot. I love, honestly, and I got a lot of questions too. I want to do a full 2-minute Tuesday about the differences between doing a treadmill workout and actually doing the cardio like I did at the field today with the ball. And I'll do a full video really going into that.
It looked hard.
Huh?
Looked hard.
Oh, today was hard. Yeah.
Looked really
but
hard.
the thing, what I always think of, and this is just my opinion, I really want to do more research and do like a proper 2-minute Tuesday on it. But my feeling with that is that people kind of hate on treadmill workouts a lot. Like, oh, you're just moving your feet and but I always say, well, then just do the John Terry cardio workout. Just do it. Do 15 sets of it and tell me that you're not tired and feeling like you've actually put in a shift. Because like you can hate on it from the outside as much as you want, like saying that, oh, you're just moving your feet, but it's one of the best cardio routines I've ever done anywhere.
I have never tried it.
Don't recommend it.
I've tried sprints though at an incline, and even like half of the incline that you do is hard.
Yeah. So I personally am a big believer in treadmill workouts. Now, having said that, I don't think that like all of off season you should just be doing treadmill workouts because, for example, there's no cutting, there's no changes of direction, there's no even going a full speed sprint on the treadmill isn't really, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
Because most treadmills go up to 12 and a half, so you can't do the full speed sprint really. So I think that like the John Terry cardio routine is awesome, but I'm also like a big believer what I did today, go out to the field, do a lot of the cardio with the ball, but also do the change of directions, the cutting, the turning, and the full speed sprints. So briefly, that's what I did. But today, I was dying on my training session.
We should bring Mike in on the podcast.
No, Mike doesn't like to be on the podcast.
I know.
I've asked him. Maybe one day I'll bring Mike in on the podcast. My brother, Michael.
Or you can record on tomorrow and you can do it with him.
Maybe. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, so that's what I did today. And then I did a pull routine in the gym with my brother. We did like deadlifts and some pull-ups and I did some rehab.
Did you hear him when he went upstairs? You guys
No.
got home and he like laid on the ground and he's like, oh, and he was like all tired. And then Laura was like, what? And he's like, Matt beat me at deadlifts today. And we both were like, what? Like, no. And he's like,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did probably, I think he did about 200 pounds more.
That's why we both, like, all of us were like, what?
Yeah. It's always, I have, like, right now, I'm always, like, in a big maintenance routine right now with my body. Like, I go heavy. Like, I went up to, like, 200 pounds today on trap bar deadlifts, which is good weight. But Michael went up to,
I can't imagine him doing a bunch of cardio. And
Michael was doing, like, 315, 320 or something.
Yeah.
So, it was heavier. But that's the... Well, I do miss that. I do miss going heavy, but I think it's smarter to do where it's like good workouts, but there's no point, or there's no, I should rephrase that. Is a point to getting bigger, faster, stronger, but I think the diminishing returns of it, you'll see a little bit of benefit for a whole bunch of taxing on the body. What did you do today?
What did I do?
Actually, I'm going to talk about Mimi for a sec.
Why?
You had so Mimi, you put on your Mimi Estelle like Instagram stories, like you put in a lot of effort for the first time in a while of like not roasting you, but you put in the effort.
Sometimes I just feel very discouraged with it, but then once I start posting stuff, I am like reminded why I started it, kind of thing.
No, I 100% feel that.
Yeah. But I just made a bunch of story like posts on my Instagram story of basically just all of the questions that people DM me and ask me all the time.
Yeah.
Because I just figure, kind of like what you do, but like why just help one person and answer the question, multiple times in messages instead of like just show it to everybody. So I did that, saved it to a story or a highlight, and I got pretty good feedback.
And it was all about like what you did with schooling in terms of going to UC Davis, getting your bachelor's degree in managerial economics, and then going back to school again to get your associate's degree in interior design.
Yeah, and like why I chose the route and how I chose the school to get my design degree at and what exact classes I'm taking. It's all these things that, like, I even said to this one person that I was talking to, like, you see all these like amazing design accounts on Instagram, but you only see the result. You just see like their work, and even though if they show the behind the scenes, you don't know how they got to where they are. And it's not until like you sit down and have coffee with them that you find out where they went to school, like what they were studying, like what route they took, and where their mistakes were and stuff. And so that's why I wanted to show that on my Instagram. But that's always hard because like I don't have the result yet to get the following, kind of, if that makes sense. Like I'm just on that building stage, but I like to show how to do it, because all these people are messaging me like, oh, I'm doing the exact same route, like I'm taking the same course, I'm getting my associate's degree in this after I got my degree in that, and I've never met one person that's been in the same boat as me ever. Like I thought I was the only person taking this route, and I'm having all these people message me saying that that's what they want to do, or oh, that's what they're going to do, or that's what they're doing. And so you posted that. She posted that on her Instagram story, like really in depth. Took you like what 3-4 hours straight. Yeah.
And people don't think it takes a long time to do. Oh, it's like what'd you do today? Throw up a couple Instagram stories? No, if you do it properly, it's gonna take 3-4 hours to do it like a full like thing that you want.
And I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Like it wasn't just like spur of the moment, but I just got like this random like push. I don't know why I decided to do it yesterday.
Yeah. But then you did that and you counted 18 DMs of like people saying that like
of that. Just people, and those were just the ones of people saying like, this is amazing, like I wish I could frame this, like thank you so much, or I'm in the same boat and this is so relatable, I really appreciate it, kind of thing. So that's my all-time, that's like my favorite thing, is when you spend a lot of time creating content like that, like something that you think is really good, is really going to help out somebody, and like you put it out there and then you get the response of like, wow, this really did help me. Because you have like these numbers, and like obviously mine are nowhere near yours, but like you have this number of people that are following you that are maybe seeing your content, but it's not until they actually talk to you. And like one girl I showed you, she's going to some school in Kenya, and I think she's doing like computer engineering or some sort of like science math degree, but she wants to do interior design, and her parents aren't on board because that's not really as big of a thing there, and it's not like the creative side isn't as supported. And I just think it's really cool that I could be helping someone like that. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Like you never know.
But like you said though, like even about how like it's hard for you to stay consistent on Instagram or something when like you feel like you're not there yet, but like it's like a big thing I always feel like is like showing the process. It's like I felt the same exact way when I was I even had like a D1 college scholarship playing Division I college soccer, but I felt like I still wasn't able to throw up like all these YouTube videos that I wanted to because I had not signed a pro contract,
I it's hard to explain, and I'm glad like that you feel the same way. Like I know I could be better 100%, like I could be way better, but at the same time I have like this like devil and angel thing going. Like I have this one side of me that's like really proud and like just show it, even if it's not perfect, like just show it. And then the other side is like, why would anybody want to look at that,
Yeah.
Like when there's so many amazing accounts with these beautiful designs that they've made. Like there's one person I follow on YouTube, and she has an interior design YouTube, and it's the only other like it's the only other interior design vlogger that I've seen, and she lives in Vancouver, and she shows her day to day, and it's just so different than mine because obviously she's been doing it for a while. She has her own business. She just bought a new office space, and she designed that whole thing with her team, and she has like 15 people work for her, and they're doing these huge restaurants and like skyrise apartment. Is it high rise or sky rise?
I think you can say both.
But anyway, she's just doing these like amazing projects, and I'm like, why would you want to watch my channel where I'm just at my house doing homework, literally homework, like I'm doing some projects on the side with my dad and stuff like that, but it's like, I don't know, like it just doesn't seem...
But people like the journey. Like people like to see the journey of it. It's the same thing. It's like I thought about that in Germany. Like, who wants to go watch me try to bounce around from little tiny city while I'm spending, I'm literally in like tiny Airbnb rooms while I'm trying to get a contract worth like 500 euros a month. Like it just it seemed to me like I was like nobody, and I was, but like I still think that's like my favorite content like I've ever created, because it was just so real. And that's still what people say the most is like following that and seeing you go through that journey of becoming a pro was the best part about, Become Elite, because they like to see it. Like imagine looking forward 10 years and seeing you when you're doing what she's doing, and literally you can scroll back on your YouTube and then see where you're at now, going to school and doing like just these little side projects, and then seeing that huge journey. And people literally, because like what you said, how you never see how somebody got there, you could be the first channel where you really show how you got there. So I think like, and it's hard because it's like, I even feel like showing my life is boring, because it's like, it is like, to me, it's like, it's boring to you, it's boring to me, because it's the same thing. But somebody who's sitting there that wants to be in your shoes, or is trying to learn how to get to even where you're at, or just to see another perspective of what's going on, it's going to be interesting to somebody else. I think about all the time how I was on YouTube, and I had this video popped up on the recommended, like randomly, and it was day in the life of like a software engineer. And I clicked it and I watched the full 20-minute long video.
You told me that you watched it. I'm like, why the hell were you watching the day in the life of a software engineer?
I was intrigued. Like literally, I was just like seeing.
I just would never click on that.
It was like his full day. It was like what he made for breakfast, and literally, I'm just like watching it. Like, this is cool. Like, you're just gonna see somebody else's shoes.
Do you know what kind of like inspired me, which is kind of funny, is so this whole, I already just finished another semester. It was like August to December, and the whole time that I was doing that, I had in my mind that I wanted to film it. Like, I wanted to film like what classes I was taking, like what my homework looked like what I was studying and stuff like that. And I just never did it because I was so sick of myself and so sick of all the work I was doing that I just didn't want to like talk about it like further, and I didn't think it was interesting. But that's like what I wanted to do all along. I just didn't do it. But then when we were at the combine and you were playing in that 7-a-side game, I was sitting with Godwin, and we were talking about interior design. And he's like, well, I just want to know a little more about it, because he just doesn't really know what it entails. And he was asking like what I was going to do in Tulsa. And once I told him like how big the market is for interior design, especially in San Diego, he was like, oh man, like, it's like, if I was doing that, like, this is what I would do. And he was like getting so excited about the steps that he would take. Like, even in my position where like, I don't have a portfolio. I don't have like a network. Like, I don't really have anything, Mm-hmm. And he was like saying everything he was like he would do. And I was like, you know what? Like, Godwin just built an entire agency. Like, he has a huge combine, like multiple times a year in different cities. He's an agent to like a lot of athletes. I can't even like think of what number it would be, but I was like, you know what? Like, it's like, if Godwin can do that, like, I was like, I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, I can do this. And I think it's just inspiring being around successful people and people who like, and when we were in the car and he said, he's like, yeah, like, I'm pretty much like your guys' age. Like, when he said that, because he's pretty close to us in age, I was like, fuck. Like, I was like,
you cuss on every single podcast.
But you know what I mean? Like, he said that, and I'm sitting in the back of his car eating a beaver tail. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, oh yeah. Like, because I always think of Godwin as like this father figure who's like 50, you know what I mean? Because he's just so successful, and like he has his whole life like on this track, and like he has like this vision. And I was like, oh my god, I was like, he's only a couple years older than us. Like, there's no excuse. Like, why can't No,
I love going up there too, and I always, because I don't get paid to go up to Ottawa and do the combine. Like, they'll like comp like my like a flight up there for me and get the hotel, but like I'm spending my time and energy to fly up to
the
Ottawa, North Pole, to freeze my butt off,
yeah,
to watch the combine and literally just help out with the combine. But the reason that I like doing that, I like going up there, is two things. One is meeting the players and talking to them about how, you know, the ones that watch the channel are just helping them with their next step. Because I see, obviously, which is why I love my YouTube channel so much, or why I love doing YouTube so much, because I love helping players that I see myself in and that I was once there. Where are you off to?
I had to blow my nose. I don't want to do it in the mic. Keep talking.
I love doing that, like where I see a player that's at the high school level really want to play D1 collegiately, but he's struggling to get that first step in or contact them, and then helping them go, give them knowledge about how to do that, because I never had that. So that's one of my favorite things. And then two, like what you said, is you want to surround yourself with people that are successful and people that you want to that you respect and stuff. And Jeff and Godwin and everybody at OPSM, they're nice, they're humble, they're very ambitious.
And you know what the difference is between them and like most people, or just like successful people? It's almost like, it's not that they're crazy more talented than other people. It's not that they're smarter than everybody in the world, but it's like, not to say that in a mean way, but like, I feel like what makes them different is that they have the confidence in what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, there's probably not 1 minute when he doubted that he could be an agent.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And I think that if you just are confident, then like everything will just happen.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing with trials. It's like, if you're confident to go up to a coach and like email a coach and be like, look, I want a trial, like, 99% of the time it's not going to work out. But you just keep doing it. You keep having that like almost ignorance of like, no, it's going to work. It's going to work, you know? Like who would have, if you would have told anybody like, oh yeah, we're going to start a combine in an agency, like here, people are like, oh yeah, okay, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, it's not a bad thing. It's just because it's very ambitious.
And we're going to get like 20 really good college coaches to come. Like,
so it is like, that's why I like it. Like, it's very inspiring. And I see that, like, I want to have like an office, and I want to have a training place like they do. And I want to have, you know, people working for me and everything. And actually, like, that was actually a big reason. I mean, Michael reached out to me. Yeah. But that was...
I was going to bring that up, but I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, okay. I'll talk about it. But I basically... in one of my videos, I think I was in San Diego or something, I just said, like, how overwhelmed I've been feeling with, like, emails and making YouTube videos and making podcasts and doing all the editing behind the scenes and running the Instagram account. So many aspects. And making the TikToks, you know, and doing everything.
Okay, well, no one's asking you to make the TikToks.
Mimi hates on TikTok.
Well, he just spends hours on it, and he has this creepy laugh that he does when he watches TikTok.
Because they're funny.
He just sits there going...
No, but the whole... TikTok is like... What's the difference of posting a video on TikTok and getting 1 million views versus posting a video on YouTube and getting 1 million views?
I just think the audience is different.
What do you mean,
TikTok
younger?
Just seems immature.
Do you not think that Instagram felt immature when we were all on Facebook?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, that's because we were immature when we were hopping on Instagram.
No, but I think people have always taken Instagram seriously. Like, they take their content seriously. No one just posts stupid...
No. Are you kidding me? Instagram, at the very beginning of Instagram...
We can have different opinions, Shelly.
Well, you're wrong. Okay. You think the very beginning of Instagram, it was literally all high school and college kids, and all it was posting random pictures that we didn't feel comfortable posting on Facebook. Was it not?
That doesn't make it immature.
Okay, but
have you seen TikTok? Have you seen TikTok?
But do you think businesses looked at Instagram at those early days and said, "No, that's stupid. That's literally a social media platform for kids where I'm not going to get on that"?
What I'm saying is, yeah, maybe companies didn't take it seriously, but I'm saying the content posted was not as immature as TikTok. Oh. It was like pictures that we thought were really professional looking and like artsy. That was Instagram. Okay, yeah. TikTok is like middle-aged boys like laughing and dancing in their hallway. And
yeah. But what I mean, but watch, like, it's gonna evolve, it's gonna change.
I don't doubt that it's gonna evolve, but I just think it's immature.
I gotta turn this thing on, but still, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna come back. But still, it's all about attention, and literally, you can post a video on TikTok of the John Terry workout. I posted the full John Terry workout on YouTube. And that got like 250,000 views. Amazing, one of my really good videos. Mm-hmm. I posted on TikTok, and it took me, I edited in the morning while you were asleep. We were doing it in like Bordeaux, in the bed of Bordeaux. I was editing it, threw it up there. It has like 500,000 views. So I'm in just terms of reaching players and having them try out this workout to help them and benefit them in cardio. I did all that effort on YouTube and did the same amount, and I posted there and I posted on TikTok, and it reached double the amount of people on TikTok. So it's you can't make fun of the platform and say it's not a good place to create content when I'm literally affecting double the amount of people.
I'm entitled to my own opinion, though.
Sure, but that's my argument.
Why don't you tell them why you were talking about that in the first place?
I completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I know.
What were we talking about? What were we talking about?
That you hired someone.
Oh, yeah. So I've been feeling very overwhelmed with all the stuff that comes with everything. Like literally I've been feeling like no matter, I could work from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, and I still feel like I'm not making any progress on everything that I want to do. And it is time for me to start hiring interns and stuff to really start helping me and delegating stuff that I don't need to be doing. Like I will always probably edit majority of my videos. I will always do my same vlogs that I do. I will always do a lot of that. But stuff like Michael came and reached out to me after he saw that I was feeling a little overwhelmed and just said, how can I help? You know, I want to just do like the Gary Vee thing, come to you, whatever I can help with. You know, you've helped me a lot in my career and my life. I want to kind of give back, which is amazing. It was amazing to hear that. And so I basically said, yeah, I hired him pretty much. And he's dealing, and after kind of like a little learning period, he's now dealing with all the brand promotions and working with brands and actively seeking out brands for brand deals and sponsored videos and Instagram posts.
If you haven't done that before, it's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, we want you, here's the script, here's what we're going to pay you.
It's like a 20 email exchange.
Yeah, it's like
negotiating. And so it's a lot. And if I can have him handle that and he just sends me a short message, here's your script, here's the price they want to pay, you want to do this, sign the contract, let's go. Then I can do it quick, do the video, and I can focus on stuff that I really want to focus on, creating good content. And there's lots of areas that I actually need help with, but he is so far, I mean, it's been like a week, not even a week, he's been killing it. He's been really helping me out. So Michael, if you're watching this, thank you very much, but get back to work. I'm just kidding. But it was like the same thing. Like I told him, like super low key. Like there's no expectations. I understand he's in college, so it's like just whatever you can do to help me, well, I'll appreciate. But very cool. And so it's definitely the very first step of building Become Elite, because ultimately I see myself like having multiple full-time people working, helping with creating content, helping dealing with brand deals.
I would just like to say
the clothing brand, everything.
That I think most people in your situation, with as many followers as you have and subscribers, everything, I feel like they would have hired probably like 5 people by now.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people get ahead of themselves. Like I see this one person who I used to follow on YouTube, and she's like a fitness person. She just moved to like a new city and started a fitness clothing brand with her boyfriend. And they already have a team of like 20 people. And they just started like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like you are like very reserved and like really smart about and you do it in like daily life too, but like, what do you call it? Like upgrades?
Yeah.
Like kind of just upgrading your life and upgrading your business. You don't buy cameras like willy-nilly and just like get them all the time like a lot of people do. A lot of people on YouTube and Instagram. And a lot of people will hire an assistant just when they get like 20 emails a day. And, they only have like 50,000 followers and they already have like 2 assistants. So I think you've been really smart and like reserved about it. I think you could have done it a while ago because you've been really overwhelmed. But I think you just are smart about that.
Yeah. Because my whole thing is like slow and steady, like the growth. And obviously like I know you need to invest, and investing in yourself and investing in your business is how you make it triple and quadruple. And it's hard too bouncing around. I know, like I've said before, like if I was in one spot in San Diego or Portland or wherever and settled and have like a little bit of an office, or not even an office, but I would for
like
sure
an extra bedroom or something.
Yeah, I would first, not even to someone to live, but just like what OPSM did with the very first one, like having somebody, just a friend or somebody that likes what you're doing, come in and just help out doing that in person a little bit. It is hard bouncing around.
I know. I always wonder like what our lives would be like the parallel universe of us if we were like your sister and we just had a 9-to-5, or you just had a 5-year contract in the same city, like what our lives would look like. And not that I would want that, but it's just interesting to think about like how different our lives would be.
Yeah. And so like,
I don't know. Do you think that, how much do you think that would have helped?
Well, I think it's hard because I think what people like about my YouTube channel and everything so much is that I'm chasing pro contracts and that I'm not stationary.
Yeah, but if you were stationary, you would be doing other ventures.
Yeah.
So I think it'd still be interesting.
Yeah.
If people were to still watch you, do you think that Become Elite would be somewhere further ahead?
It's hard. I have no idea because it's like I think that what I'm doing and like documenting like the pro life is something that only a few people are really doing, and even
for reasons that I understand.
Yeah, because it's a lot of work. But yeah, I don't know. I think about that a lot too. Like even because I know even when I'm done, the videos I'll still be posting on YouTube. I'll still be doing stuff. I'll still want to grow everything. But it will shift. It will shift from this is my daily life. This is my pro journey to more instructional videos, more training videos, more stuff like that.
But I honestly think that that'll be just not even, maybe even more interesting because right now you can only show one thing.
Yeah.
Every day you can only show either chilling and recovering or working out. There's nothing in between.
And I can't even really show my team trainings and my team workouts that much.
Like I honestly think that your content will get more interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you're done.
It'll be
or when you're in a place longer.
Yeah. And it'll be then you can hire, start to really get people to come in and work, and because it's like even with Michael, everything is remote.
Yeah.
So it's like everything I have to do is just like over text, and so far it's been good, and like it's only been a few days, but like it is just nicer to have somebody right there with you, So it's like I can just come up to you and be like, so what's the deal with this promo? It goes this, and I go, awesome. I think you should do this. Versus over text, it's just a little different, but yeah, I mean,
grass is always greener.
Grass is always greener, yeah. Because if I was stationary, maybe I would be like, man, I should have just kept on chasing the contracts and everything. Because for me, I can only play pro once, I can only do this, what I'm doing right now, once in my life. Because once have kids and settle down and I'm retired, like you can't go back. You can't be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get the boots back on and start training again. It's hard. So, yeah, but it is exciting. It's really exciting to literally send that first email of like, okay, you're hired.
I think unlike most pros, I think you're really lucky that your post soccer life is going to be equally fulfilling, hopefully.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a existential crisis when I was in college. It was like my junior year, and it was like really when you should start looking at an internship and like trying to figure out the next steps of life. We
all were going through those existential.
And I kind of like was like, man, I really like what I'm doing. I really, really like playing soccer, working out, and having fun all day.
Not being in an office.
Not being in an office. Not being an adult.
And now you want to be in an office.
And I was looking at like what I should do, and with like was going to get a math degree, and I was like, I kind of was like, do I want to be a college coach? Do I want to do that on the side and do something else? And I was kind of like looking at like an actuary or like an accountant type, like math, literally 9-to-5 desk job, and on the side working as like a coach in a coaching license club and stuff like that. But I literally was just the thought process of like every single day going to work, working for somebody else, the 9-to-5.
That's the hard part about normal jobs, because not to talk badly about them, because most people have them, but
and have to do them.
It's so frustrating, and I did this for a while, going to work and putting in so much effort and so much time and so much like heart into something that you're not reaping the benefits of, and like even when I worked for someone that I really looked up to, a designer, like I would get paid like a little bit more than minimum wage, but at the end of the day, like her name is on those designs, like she's the one getting recognition in magazines, she's the one making the millions, like, and I'm just doing all of her little work. And like that's how every business is, even if you're working at Starbucks or Chipotle, like you're working for the owner, the big guy on top, the CEO. Like,
but then the stress, like you don't have to stress about.
Oh yeah, I mean it's way easier because you go to work, you do it, and you go home, and like even when there's big problems on my job, I'd be like, well, not my problem, like she's the problem solver. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I think it's worth it to take on the stress.
Yeah, especially when you're younger and you can risk more. Because it's like, oh, if you have a bad year, it just means that like, oh, it looks like we're not going to go vacation as much, and So I honestly, like, if everything tanked, like everything become like everything, like I honestly would be humble enough to be like, okay, it looks like I'm moving back in with my parents for a bit. Start from scratch, find an actual job and restart. So like the risk to me is just like I'm very fortunate in that aspect that I can do that. But like if you're older and like have kids or you don't have anywhere that you can do that, it's harder to risk that and to like start something because
Oh,
you have more responsibilities. You have a mortgage, you have a wife and kids that you have to provide for, or whatever.
But I think that the sooner you realize what you want and the sooner you go for it, the higher your chances of it happening.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. It's tough. It really is tough. But yeah, so anyway, change of topics now. We're trying to plan our route from Portland to Tulsa. And it's hard because a lot of it's going to be dependent on the weather and which roads we can take. Because ideally, we'd go straight across, like through Montana, Wyoming, and everything, and it would be about a 28-hour drive. But if there's a bad winter storm and we don't feel comfortable driving through some of the passes, we might have to drive south, like on I-5, down into like California or wherever, and cut across maybe Nevada, cut across more south, which would add a lot more hours in drive time.
Kill me.
So right now we're looking at, if everything goes really well, a 10-hour, 8-hour drive day. But if things go wrong,
that's good.
That's the best case scenario. But if things go wrong, we could be looking at like 12, 13 or something.
Well, hopefully we'll record the next podcast when we get to Tulsa, and we will update you guys on how we got there. Yeah. If we ever get there. And if we don't, then thank you for listening. It's been great knowing you guys.
Mm-hmm. But and the hard part is it's not the most fun drive.
No, it's really not.
Once you pass,
and especially now because everything's just dead.
Yeah.
Like if there was a tree, it's just brown now.
But Kansas and
but being in the new car will help. I think being up high,
having a little nicer, bit more of a nicer car, and having a little bit more space and everything. And then the other big thing we have to figure out is our Goochster, the Gucci, our cat.
Gooch.
We have to figure out our cat.
The Gucci.
Because right now, our cat Gucci is in San Diego with your parents right now.
Yes, and we want her to be with Shelly in Tulsa because she'll have her own apartment. She won't have any other animals to worry about, even though she's having fun in San Diego. I think it's just kind of a high stress environment. She's getting little chubs. So, and Shelly just, especially in preseason and being alone, I think it just helps having someone there.
I love Gucci.
He loves Gucci more than anything. So we're going to figure out a way to get her there, and we'll also update you on that situation.
And it was hard because it's like, we were thinking about trying to like bring Gucci with us up to Portland, but the Ottawa Combine kind of threw.
Yeah, and then we'd have to bring her like internationally to Canada.
In a hotel. I don't know if we could
sneak her into Canada.
And then have to fly back to Portland. And that would be so stressful on her to go from San Diego up to Canada over all these airports and then come into Portland
and then drive
across. Days. So right now we're either looking at shipping Gucci alone, doing some sort of service that will send Gucci from San Diego to me in Tulsa. But that might be more expensive than we can
And if that's too expensive, then I will fly out with her
later.
In a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because I want to go to your opening game. So.
I think we should just do that. Because I was looking at it, like literally shipping and doing a cat. Because you don't want to do on the ground because it's just as stressful.
Yeah.
So shipping a cat or a dog or anything in the air is like probably, especially almost cross country. Like I was looking at it as like $750 to over $1,000.
Yeah, I'll come out. Because especially if it's just like March.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Literally.
Oh, then I get to be with her.
Yeah, so that's probably what we'll do is we'll wait till Mimi comes out the second time into Tulsa, you fly Gucci out, and we'll figure it out from there. And especially too, like what we said with me doing double days all preseason, is that she will be alone a lot in the.
Yeah, I just liked it better because she would have more space to herself. Because a lot of times she has to just be in my room, but we'll make it work. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I think dinner's almost ready. So.
Yeah, you can smell it.
Yes.
And we're pretty much up. That's like 45 minutes of the podcast. So. Perfect. Yeah. So I hope you guys are liking these podcast episodes. If there's anything that you guys are curious about, or that that you want us to really touch on more, that would be outside of like a YouTube video or anything, like a good podcast topic, feel free to comment below as always. And again, big thank you to Chaos Soccer Gear for sponsoring this podcast.
CHAI.
Oh, what?
CHA. Mm-hmm. O.
Yeah.
S?
Yeah, chaos.
There's no I?
There's no I in chaos. It's Mimi's the worst speller.
I swear
Chaos.
there was an I.
It's Chaos Soccer Gear. So
CHAOS.
So big thank you for Chaos Soccer Gear for sponsoring it. Sorry that your promo went about 6 minutes in, completely spaced on it. But again, their link is in the description if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're just listening, head to chaossoccergear.com and check out their products. So that's it for the podcast, episode 3, season 3. And we'll catch you guys on the next one, hopefully in Tulsa, all safe and sound, and
in one piece.
So, adios. Peace.
Peace.